What is up, YouTube, and welcome to this Flash Season 7 Episode 2 breakdown and review. I know I missed last week, but we are back as the show is wrapping up the last season storyline in 3 episodes, and boy, it really did feel like that as Barry got super thinking right away in Episode 2. But if you enjoyed the video, then please do drop a like down below and subscribe with notifications on to never miss a video. Well, Cisco is back from Atlantis, walking in like Krusty the Clown, asking what he missed. This was a great scene, and the honouring of Nash Wells was very nice, even if I really wasn't a fan of this iteration of him and have become bored of the Wells completely returning every season. Yeah, we'll talk about that post-credit in a bit. Now, Joe and Barry have a heart-to-heart promising they will get Iris back as Allegra talks about Nash, a storyline I felt was weird and a bit pointless, that was not her father, it was a doppelganger, but yeah. Anyway, Iris messages her, except it's not actually intended for her, it's for the other two trapped in the Mirrorverse, as Cisco attempts to work on a portal into this Mirrorverse. Now, it's a shame we never actually saw Atlantis, and I would have thought we would have, like, you know, a absolute bevy of DC Easter eggs, considering that they did mention Atlantis over on Earth 2 way back when. But this is a new Earth. Yes, the crisis on Infinite Earth's aftermath has been absolutely wasted, in my opinion, in the Arrowverse. So the artificial Speed Force has had a very weird side effect by allowing Barry to think at super speed. Now, this is something he's had in the comics, but, well, it didn't happen in the show for quite a while. I did think that when he faced DeVoe, he would actually be using this power, but it's weirdly incredibly overpowered. Clearly a way for the writers to allow Barry to work out a way to not only save Iris, but also possibly defeat Ava as well in just a couple of episodes, or at least one episode here. Now, initially blood was used to complete the whole mirror stuff, and as well the artificial Speed Force and things like that. But man, is it me, or was there far too much science this episode? I felt like they crammed half a season's science mumbo jumbo here in one episode. Yes, I wasn't a fan of this, but the nuts and bolts of it that they need particles off Ava to go and save Iris and the rest of the people stuck within the Mirrorverse and use that portal that Cisco has made. Yes, it's very rushed, but I really did like Eva McCulloch. She's a really cool villain. I mean, not only is it that she's not a speedster, but we've got some representation there as well. But Eva is still wrestling with the idea that she's not the real Eva. Yeah, okay. But anyway, her workers are onto her. She thinks that she's hiding something as Team Flash go to work on discovering the extent of Barry's mind, as he's able to work out all variations of a situation almost instantly, and is possibly smarter than even Clifford DeVoe as Barry works out exactly how to open that portal, and they head to Ava, but they need the particles. However, Barry luckily knows exactly where she's going to be and which warehouse she's going to strike. Now, Black Hole, I really want more from that. It's a shame that they didn't do more of it that the comics had. We didn't have really much of it. It is a thread which they really need to capitalize on, because The Flash, as a show, always introduces things like this and does not unleash its full potential. It is jarring watching Stargirl and now Superman and Lois when this show is still a bit janky in parts, but God, I love it. It was really cool to see Caitlin back as she fights Eva, and she's back 100%, but the cracks start to show in Barry as he has the tachyon device. Yes, they've still got that, and they use it to absorb the mirror particles. But see what I mean? There's far too much science. I just can't with all of this science. When will it end? However, Barry doesn't intervene and just stands there. Wait, what? Barry will run into a burning fire a building just to save someone's, I don't know, fruit shoot or something like that. But yeah, anyway, should we skip on? He allows Caitlin to get hit with a light gun, possibly killing her as he absorbs the particles as Ava escapes. Turns out that there was simply a tiny chance that the tachyon device would have been damaged, and considering they need that device and the particles to save Iris, then Barry would not risk it. Here's the problem. He's starting to lose all of his emotions, but the crew are watching Ava on TV, as of course she would have been a public figure pre-disappearance. Her return is big news, and she's announcing big world-saving projects. And I really don't like the trope in media where the villain is someone, I'm going to give free energy to the world, but they're evil. Yeah, there's a conspiracy there, but anyway. The set looked so budget, but Cisco said the show is Rachel Maddow-like, but no, it looks like a casting couch knockoff, you see. Yeah, anyway. Now, Barry makes a decision which, to be honest, I didn't see the issue with. Now, Barry hacks into the security data as he's worked out that this is not the true Ava and finds footage of what she did and exposes her and cancels her live on TV. Yes, he's gone full Keemstar. Hey, Kim, I love you, man. But I mean, it makes sense. Every season they play ball and be the good guy, only to get screwed over, and Barry finally realizes that when his enemies get angry, or his enemies even, they get distracted. I don't blame him, even this is, a bit of a nuclear option. Nuclear. Anyway, it accelerates the plot line, and really, we are right here to the end of this story as we get a final showdown, possibly next episode. It seems like he is indeed the smarter person than Gideon as he runs the numbers on how to get Iris, Camilla, and Sing out of this Mirrorverse hellscape. And in one of the most creative scenes, we see Team Flash vote on who they should save, as only Iris can be saved, or Camilla and Sing. Yeah, it's convenient, isn't it? But anyway, the team vote for the numbers game there in Camilla and Sing, and we see it is actually in Barry's head as he's worked out everything. However, Cisco has worked out what is up with Barry DeVoe as his emotions are becoming neutral, and while the artificial Speed Force initially had negative emotions, the new ones make it so that you don't actually get angry, but it neuters your emotions, leading Barry to only think of the most logical route, something that is the opposite of what Barry stands for, as he is very emotive and really kind of ignores logic sometimes. But he's worked out that Iris is the only logical person to save. This is because she has knowledge on Eva, and Camilla and Sing are expendable, something that, well, yes, our boy Cisco is horrified at. But Grant Gustin is superb here and showing his Rangers season in spades, but the highlight was seeing Caitlin have enough and take Barry on before he risks Camilla and Sing being hurt and inject herself with V, leading her to combine her ice powers with the speedster nature of the V. I'd imagine she can possibly withstand the side effects due to her meta powers. Yeah, anyway, Barry, however, succeeds in fighting Caitlin and finds Iris and releasing her, but she does resist, something he did not plan for, but she comes through as the others aren't saved and she's hurt, possibly due to her exposure in the Mirrorverse and possible adaptation to the real world again. I guess, maybe, but whatever. Barry decides enough is enough and destroys the machine, meaning his brain is back to normal, but Eva isn't done, as her plan is now to actually turn this world into the Mirrorverse, and part of that is to use a police officer, a random police officer, but yeah. Anyway, the big reveal which took me by surprise is that we had a post-credit scene as we see a flashback of Wells, the original one, leading to Thorne taking over. Well, we never actually saw this true Wells, did we? And even in DeVoe's season, we saw the flashback, but that Wells was Thorne. We actually see him buried and then in the present reborn. But wait, what the heck is going on? Well, it didn't take long for me to find an explanation by Grant Gustin, who said this to Yahoo Entertainment, and feel free to skip because this is the end of the video. So if you don't want to know what it is, then just do click off, but make sure you subscribe and you like and you do all of that. So Grant had this to say. Well, there's kind of a twist here too, like always when it comes to Wells, it's not like necessarily the real Harrison Wells, I guess. It has to do with the particles that made up all of the Welleses now embodies this Harrison Wells. So we're going to yet again see Tom do something slightly different than we've ever seen, and it is technically real Harrison Wells, but with a twist. Now, I checked out last week's episode, and the energy of Wells being reborn is actually the same look, albeit a different colour, of when Nash Wells transferred his energy, and all that. Yeah, the Council of Wells just needs to stop. While I expected him to be the original Gideon, it seems all of the Wells now exist in this one person being reborn. Bit of a whack way to bring him back, and I think the show needs less Wells, but yeah, anyway. So that's it for this video. So please do drop a like down below if you enjoyed it. Please do subscribe with notifications on. Let me know if you want to do these again, because the CW videos just do terribly for me, and it takes quite a while to script these and record them and edit them, so it does take a while. But I will be back tomorrow with a WandaVision video, and we will be doing, of course, Falcon and the Winter Soldier videos weekly. And I'll see you soon. Stay safe, and text your mother and tell her you love her. Goodbye.